Hey Brickmaniacs, Monday has arrived. That means restocks, restock pre-orders, and of course Minifigure Monday. Got a heck of a lineup back on brickmania.com, so let's dive on in. The F-117A Nighthawk was developed in secret by the now famous Lockheed Martin Skunk Works in the late 1970s. However, it wasn't until 1988 that the program was officially acknowledged, and not until 1990 that it made its first public appearance. Playing a vital role in Operation Desert Storm, the F-117 was credited with changing the combat question of how many aircraft are needed to take out a target to how many targets can be taken out with a single aircraft. Achieving an 80% mission success rate without losing a single aircraft or even taking damage through the entire operation, this effectiveness was crucial in bringing the campaign to a successful end in 43 days. Beyond Desert Storm, the F-117 holds the longest non-stop single-seat fighter flight record and has a near-perfect combat record with only one Nighthawk ever lost in the craft's 30-year career service record. In April of 2008, the Nighthawk was officially retired by the U.S. Air Force. The Messerschmitt Me-262 was the world's first operational jet-powered fighter to aircraft. It was faster and more heavily armed than Allied fighters. Its roles included light bomber, reconnaissance, and experimental night fighter versions. Me-262 pilots claimed a total of 542 Allied kills, and captured aircraft were studied, flight tested by all the major powers, and ultimately influenced several major post-war designs, including the F-86 and the B-47. The Panther was a German medium tank deployed during World War II on the eastern and western fronts of Europe from mid-1943 to the war's end in 1945. The Panther was intended to counter the Soviet T-34 and to replace the Panzer III and Panzer IV. Nevertheless, it served alongside the Panzer IV and the heavier Tiger I until the end of the war. It's considered one of the best tanks in World War II for its excellent firepower and protection, though its reliability was less impressive. The Panther was a compromise. While having essentially the same engine as the Tiger I, it had more efficient frontal hull armor, better gun penetration, and was lighter and faster and could traverse through rougher terrain better than the Tiger I. The trade-off, however, was a weaker side armor, which made it vulnerable to flanking fire. In addition, the Panther was far cheaper to produce than the Tiger I and only slightly more expensive than the Panzer IV. Despite being classified as a medium tank by the Germans, it was known as a heavy tank to Allied forces due to its thick armor, powerful gun, and a weight similar to the heavy tanks used by Allied nations. The Titan II Gemini launch vehicle was the workhorse behind NASA's Gemini space program. Between 1964 and 1966, the Titan II and Gemini spacecraft flew 12 successful missions, which helped NASA bridge the gap between the early Mercury missions and the Apollo moon missions. The Gemini program helped test and solve many of the unknowns that would be critical to the Apollo program, including long-duration spaceflight, rendezvous and docking, extravehicular activities known as EVAs, and the new state-of-the-art fuel cell technologies. As for the model itself, it does break down modularly despite its scale. You are able to separate, especially the astronaut module. Otherwise, it is a beautiful display piece. Features some custom printing, high-quality stickers, and then, of course, those two custom astronaut minifig statuettes that are just about the craziest thing I've ever seen in that trophy scale form. So back on restock pre-order and available on brickmania.com. All right, so let's jump on into Minifig Monday here. First things first, Neptune Spear Navy SEAL. Back in action, huge initial drop, and now here for its first restock. Make sure to check out that Friday sit rep video for a closer breakdown from Landon and all the gear and everything we have going on here, but obviously the highlight is that 3D printed element that just looks phenomenal on top of it. Make sure to pick yours up. Right next to it, this is the Desert Storm U.S. Army Infantry. Love that 3D printed gas mask, looks really cool, integrates very, very well with the Brick Arms Modern Combat helmet. And then we also have the perfect caliber Brick Arms M16A2 with that grenade launcher, sorry about that. That is back as a perfect caliber right now as well, and so that's an excellent pairing. I mean, just look how good that minifigure looks all complete like that. So a chance to pick those up again. They were also very popular during their minifig of the month. And then the U.S. Air Force dress uniforms, back for the birthday, and then also the Barbarossa the Barbarossa German rifleman back as well for those 1941 mocks. There you have it, a little lineup for Minifig Monday plus a perfect caliber. Not bad. All right, so that'll do it for the Monday sit rep. I'd like a little bit of feedback though, because as you guys have probably noticed, as we've come back from these trips, we've been trying to expand our production. Camera Guy and Landon are obviously both heavily involved in the design side of things. And so these Monday sit reps have changed up a little bit. I've been experimenting with some things here and there just to kind of see what people respond to. But why not just come out and ask for it? So if you guys have some suggestions, if you want to see things change on the Monday sit rep, etc., since it is kind of just us, let me know what you want to do, what we can see, what you want to break down in the Monday sit reps. We can do a mixture of history if you just want the features, etc. Go ahead and sound off in the comments. Let me know what you want to see out of the Monday sit rep. Obviously, we'll continue to cover all of the minifigs and models that are back on brickmania.com, but that doesn't mean that we can't have a little fun here as well. And then we'll obviously continue to be checking in with the designers and spend most of the Friday sit rep down in the design room, which I think is awesome. But for the Monday sit reps where you guys are here in studio with me, let me know what you want to see, how we can change things up, what sounds fun, and then we'll continue to experiment. It can be an evolving process, and we'll just, I don't know, have a good time with it. So that'll do it for me here on a Monday. Thank you very much for watching.